Hey guys, username here. I'm going to do a trade review from Tesla from today, 5/22/2023. And this one's going to be a really easy setup. This one I developed as we were developing this flag here. Actually, when I first got into the charts, I didn't really like how anything was going to look, and I decided, yeah, maybe today's one of those days I just don't trade. But as this flag developed, I noticed it developed on SPY and QQQ, but I liked it on Tesla better. Usually I'll trade SPY, but last week and today I've traded Tesla a lot. But I liked it because it was flagging right into this strong level, prior day close, also 180.13. Let me actually just show you different. This is where I posted in Discord. This 180.13 is also a gap up from daily emerging. We had a gap up, and this is the opening print on the gap up. So sometimes I'll mark that if it's nice and big. If it's smaller, like here's a small one, I don't mark it. But if this one is a nice big range, and we even retested the same day, I mean closed the gap same day, but I'll mark it there. So this one was, I don't want to say double confirmation or double value of a level, but it was going to be a strong level. And you can see here we had some resistance in the extended hours. So this flag coming right into it, my trade plan was really basic, and I was going to know if it was going to work really quick. It was either going to work or it wasn't going to work. And I was looking at a hold or a bounce off this 180.13 level prior day close, and a breakup, because we've got this little mini inverse head and shoulders, and this flag is really nice. I mean, this is a really nice flag. So that was my whole trade plan. We've also been, you can see there's a bit of a consolidation as we're trading up this range here. We're trading up here and pre-market, so we've got a little bit of a consolidation going on there. So it's really set up to move, I guess. It's getting tighter, and I was just hoping it wasn't gonna make the move in pre-market like it does a lot of times. So we're getting really tight, and that's why I felt like this level is important to have another higher low. So if we got down into this level, it wasn't gonna. I was gonna cut below this if I got in. If it stayed below this, just because we need to have higher lows, and the lower highs wasn't really a thing, because this is pretty even across. But so that was my whole trade plan right there. I needed to get a higher low, and I wanted a break up. And since SPY and QQQ had a similar flag, the whole market was kind of flagging like that. So. And here's what actually happened. So here's that same flag. I'm on the 1 minute chart, so it looks a little different. I wanted to show you that. So let me spread it out a little bit so you can see what happened. Over here you can see that I've marked my percentages at each scale in my final. So my first scale was at 10%. Well, let me show you first where I got in. I got in the very first candle, which is pretty rare. So I got in here 9:30 and 5 seconds. So that's 9 minutes and 55 seconds before my rule to trade. And my rule to trade is, unless there's compelling reasons, don't trade in the first 10 minutes. Compelling. And this is compelling. We had a lot of, this move was going to take place at open. And so we opened here, and we immediately shot up. So 5 seconds in, I got 5 contracts. Right after that, we started just kind of agitating here. And the contract prices really weren't moving. Honestly, they didn't move a whole lot through here, so I wasn't too worried about that, even though we popped below. This candle opened, and we immediately dropped down, hit the level, and I was ready to get out of the 5, and then we bounced up. And as soon as this went green, I got into another 5. And the reason, like if you've seen some of my other videos, I might get into 10 or 20 contracts. They're usually not this expensive. But the reason I was only comfortable getting 5 more, the primary reason, was because this was, 2 minutes into open, and I'm already $1,500 in on this, and then I added another 15. So I'm $3,280 in, within 2 minutes and a few seconds, 2 minutes, 15, 20 seconds or whatever. And the volatility at the open can literally wreck you. We could have come up here double topped at the high a day and then just run the rest of the day down, and I would have been chasing an exit here. So the real reason is I'm kind of protecting my equity by only getting in a partial position. Had this not been a partial position, this would have been a great place to add. Getting a new high a day would have been a great place to add. I unfortunately, the top of this flag was right here, so this is by the rules that I've set for myself to, if I trade a flag, I respect the flag. In other words, if I'm trading a flag, I have to use the rules of the flag to scale out. So one of the rules is at the top of the flag is a pivot point. So that's where I would scale. If we continued, then the measured move on the flag is the next one. So if you look at this, I'm basically, here's minute 1, here's minute 2, here's minute 3. I'm out. I scaled at 10%. This was at 10%, like 9.7%. Up here we're at 23%. I'm out of 9 of the 10 contracts in 3 minutes. The rest of this 20 minutes, it was a 20-minute trade, but the rest of this 17 minutes was just watching the price action, waiting to get to my level. And here's another thing. So my level was at 185.13. That was the next daily emerging. But 185 and 185.13, I was really aware of the fact that 185 is a psych level. So I put my target price a little bit lower than that level, a little lower than usual, because I actually set it based on the 185. So I did set it a little bit lower, but in any case, my point is that my trade was over in 3 minutes. If it wasn't, this would have been a place to add not a lot of contracts because we had a big upper wick, but maybe a couple contracts. We held down here. It would have been really nice if we would have tested pre-market high. If this whole flag here would have been down at pre-market high, that would have been an outstanding place to get into a heavier position, because you push up over, you test pre-market high, a nice pivot, and then you push up again. That would have been a really good place to go in heavier, because then you were also in minute what? Yeah, we're past my 10 minutes. This reversal candle here, beautiful reversal candle on the 1 minute, was my 10 minute mark. If that would have been down here, pushing up, and then holding pre-market high at that 10 minutes, that would have been an ideal spot. In fact, that would have been the ideal spot, because we had to push over, retest, and push again. That would have been a great spot to get into some more, with the same target price up here even. So yeah, that was my trade. It was a 3-minute trade plus a 17-minute hold on my runner. But overall, 21 minutes, $680 off a $3,280 investment, 21% overall. Ideal base hit. My trades, I'm not going to hold contracts to 100%. If I got 100%, it's going to be a runner in most cases. So this is my ideal trade. 100%. Love it. Nice, simple setup. And I was going to easily know at the very beginning if it was going to work or not. If we melted down here, it wasn't going to work, and I would know. So there's no room to play around here and guess. There's no, oh, maybe should I change my stop loss? Nope, there's none of that. It's either gonna hold or break. If it breaks, you're done. And it's either gonna push up or go sideways or go, it's either gonna push up and do the trade plan, or it's not. So really easy trade, effortless trade. If you heard me ever talk about having an effortless trade, that's what this was. Was I a little bit disappointed that we came back down? Yes. I wasn't. My heart rate didn't go up because it was still part of the trade plan. Trade plan was, as long as it bounces, we go. So that's why it was effortless. Heart rate never got up because I was following the trade plan. And there was no hesitation when I got in. Obviously, you can see I got in 9:30 in 5 seconds. No hesitation when I got in, and there was no hesitation when I added here, because it was part of the trade plan. It was all mapped out, and it was just following instructions at that point. So that's all there is. Pretty easy trade. Great day. I was done. That was my one trade for today. So if you have any questions, post them down below. Hit me up on Twitter or in the Discord. And otherwise, I'll see you next time.